Beautiful one day, perfect the next. Not quite, but it's not too bad a start to the Gold Coast 2018 Commonwealth Games. A little bit of rain, but we'll see whether that holds up for the opening ceremony tonight. Been a real focus of the Gold Coast 2018 in terms of the planning, in terms of the communication, so much so that it makes you think that they're probably a little bit worried about it. It'll get its first hit out tonight with the opening ceremony, so we'll see how it goes, but a lot of the communications have been to cycle, to walk, to catch public transport, basically to not drive your car. So an expected crowd of 40,000, which is not as big as, say, the 90,000+ that we saw at the MCG for 2006 Commonwealth Games, but nonetheless, it is a sizable crowd in this Gold Coast community, and we'll see how it goes. Closing ceremony has come and gone last night. A few people waking up with sore heads, probably not as many as the closing ceremony, given that it is the start of competition, the start of 11 days of competition here at the Gold Coast. The opening ceremony, not everything went off without a hitch. Actually, one of the major problems was the transport, as I mentioned before. Now, I was at Corowa Surf Club, and I was obviously trying to get to Carrara Stadium, as thousands of others were. A lot of people were left stranded at Broadbeach after, I think they misestimated the amount of buses that they would need, so footage of lots of punters waiting for transport, waiting for the bus. A little bit nervous. I myself missed the first bus, meant that I had to wait probably another 35, 40 minutes waiting in line, waiting for that bus to get to Carrara, but eventually we did get there. We got there just in the nick of time. The advertised start time for the opening ceremony was 7 o'clock, but obviously that's a bit of a buffer between when the actual action starts. The TV broadcast kicks in at 8 o'clock, so there was a bit of time to kill. So after all, I was a bit nervous, thinking I was rushing, or thinking I was going to get there late, but in fact actually made it with plenty of time. The opening ceremony went off pretty much without a hitch. From where I was sitting, I couldn't fault them. I didn't see any mistakes. I know probably didn't have quite as eagle eye as some people watching the broadcast at home, so it may have been stuff that slipped through, but you know, from all accounts, it was a pretty fun opening ceremony. Massive Indigenous themes were all part of their performances. That was obviously a strong focus that they were going into the opening ceremony. Some of the formation, some of the dancing, the surf life-saving part was probably my favourite section of the opening ceremony. That was a lot of fun with Delta and Katie Noonan, Ricky Lee Coulter performing. So, and I was pretty lucky. I found some alternative seats, we'll call it. I had a pretty special spot to watch it all unfold, and you know, the fireworks, and when Prince Charles officially declared the games open, obviously a great roar, and it was a lot of fun, and I think there's a real excitement here on the Gold Coast. Probably goes without saying, but this is going to be an exciting few days.